Okay, so I've been exploring, which I got video of, on the other side of the creek, scouting some potential spots for various things for the homestead, I guess, for lack of a better word. And we got a potential change in the direction here, but I'm out here today. Didn't really work today because my back was a little sore, and I learned a while ago when that happens, just let it, lay off it. So, but I can do this. So what we're going to do is we're scouting out a potential place for a driveway over here, and the driveway location is going to depend on a couple of things, and one of those is, okay, now I could go over here, and I walked right by it. Could go over here and have a straight shot down there with only having to clear a handful of trees, most of which are going to come down anyway. Essentially, well, let's walk down there first, and then I can come back here. Okay, so obviously these trees would come down. You got a ridge going down to the creek over here, right? So we want to be away from that a little bit, and we come over here, take out these trees here, these 3 trees right there, all of these trees here, all the way down to the creek. Now we'll leave some trees over here probably, except for dead ones. And I'm going to have to circle around. I got a tree I pushed over the other day. So this brings us out over here. And on this low side would probably be a pretty good place to cross over, which will put us on this plateau over here, which that's where the potential change comes in. I might have a big enough plot of land over there to be able to locate the shop there instead of where I was going to do it. But now this is the other possibility, that we circle around. We circle around here. Obviously we're going to have to make this, something different than what it is right now, but I have to check out the ground stability and all that. But this is a lower spot that's more level, to where we could potentially carve out a driveway across from it, or something like that. I don't know. And the other option is to come across here and go directly to where the house is going to be. Now that's a little bit more of a steep climb, whereas this side goes a little more gradual. So not sure yet. We'll go down here because there's a place we can cross, I think, if I can get to it. No, I can't. Oh, I can cross right here. Okay. She's only just discovered the creek the last couple of days since I've been coming over here, so. Now this right here is just a runoff. It's not part of the creek. So we'd still have to bridge that. But I think I could get away with just kind of digging it out where I'm going to put it, the crossover, and putting a couple of drainage pipes in there, which would keep the erosion from both sides of the bridge and from happening. And yeah, we can also do some other techniques they do for that. You know, they get this cloth for doing roads and stuff, and we can do what's called riprap on it. Or stone or whatever. You know, riprap is just a fancy name for stone. So you can see through the clearing over here. There's the backhoe, which is over in that area where I was going to build the shop. But since when I was over here scouting out stuff for the house area, and I need to get over here for the house one way or the other. I started realizing how much land is available over here. Now the other option is for the shop, is to put the shop on this side of this deal and keep that for something else, or potentially build a pond over there, something like that. But I want the pond to be fed by the creek, so that's going to depend. Now the good thing over here is, while there is brush in between these trees, it's not as thick in most of the areas as on the other side, and also the trees aren't as close together, so I can, once I can get the backhoe over here via the bridge, I can clear this out pretty quick for the area for the house. And we'll leave a lot of trees over here so we got cover in terms of viewing from the road and such. This is where, if nothing was cleared, this is where the area where I would probably build the house anyway. Now I've gone over and marked my property line over there, and it kind of angles over back towards this ditch somewhere. I think back there somewhere. So I may just leave that side the way it is. There's plenty of room over here for doing what I want to do. So there's an interesting little peninsula over here that is at the bottom end of this ridge. It's already fairly level, and this is also a potential spot for I don't know, maybe the shop. I don't know. I do not know. Might just be the yard. Because I don't want to really carve into the hill, because then I got to build a retaining wall, which I'm probably going to have to do anyway for the house, regardless where I put it. So I don't know that I want to do that close, because I lose the coverage of the trees. But I own quite a ways back in there, and over here somewhere, I had an idea this morning as well. Over here somewhere, so now we're directly across from where the backhoe is over there. And I mean, this is another area where I could potentially cross over. It's a lot deeper. So I don't know for sure what I want to do. We're going to figure it out. But anyway, over here there's a waterfall, small waterfall. And what I thought would be a cool idea, like I said in another video, I want to do like there's going to be a pedestrian bridge so I can just walk across if I want to. And what I was thinking would be cool is to build a deck that bridges across. So basically the deck would be sitting over the top of the creek and would double up as have stairs on both sides so that I could use it as my bridge as well. But I don't know if this comes out on camera, but over here you're quite a ways above the creek. And again, I own all of this. There's a big runoff point over there that has two avenues that lead into it. I'm not going to cross over here, but might be an area for, got kind of like a little mini waterfall right here. And it just seems to me like it might be a cool area to put a deck or something over in this area where I can see the waterfall somehow. Probably be further down over here, maybe where the maybe where that runoff is. Let that runoff go right underneath the deck and kind of straddle it or something. I don't know yet. Again, with these runoff things, I can put in drainage pipe and cover them up. So, which is probably what I'm going to do on some of this. Not all of them, but some of them. The drainage pipe is pretty cheap relative to other things I'm going to have to do with this build. But, so there's plenty of land over here where, up here is where I was thinking about the house. And again, we're on the corner directly across from where the backhoe is. But it starts to flatten out up in here already to where I wouldn't have to do a whole lot of dirt moving to create a pad. And it's not very high behind it, so that I won't have to do like the retaining wall behind it. Probably have to do something, well, I don't know. Depends on the vegetation and what I leave and what I take out. But up in here is what I'm thinking. I don't know if that big oak tree there is still alive, but that would be kind of cool to have hanging around. It's got big dead branches falling off of it. It's hard to tell this time of year, so, but I don't see any dead leaves on it at all. So we don't know. But it wouldn't be hard to carve out an area over here for the house. And again, I could put the shop closer to that other runoff, which we'll walk back towards. And by the way, the area that I've already worked, first of all, it would have been cleared anyway, but the part where the shop was gonna be may also still be used for vehicle storage, like just essentially like a big garage area to store cars while I'm not working on them, but they're waiting to be worked on, or when they're finished, for that matter. And what that would do is I don't have to have as big a shop up here, which cuts my cost on how big a slab I got to get and such. Might change the style of shop I do as well. But I don't know, maybe right up here for the shop would be good. You can see we're quite a ways down, or quite a ways elevation wise above everything else over here. We're more in line with, almost like on a level with the cleared area of the property across the creek, which means that we don't have to worry about erosion and all of that stuff. Now obviously we're going to have gravel on the ground around the shop. We're going to have grass wherever we can grow it, so that'll help with the erosion situation. But I can't have all these dead leaves laying around and stuff. It's a fire hazard, so all that has to go. But so the idea, yes, there's this. This is basically where my property line crosses across this drainage ditch that's been naturally carved out. A little bit further than those logs, and you can tell there's like a little pink ribbon over there, and that kind of marks to where I'm getting close to the drainage ditch. And you can see I've got an X right there. That's essentially where I have to cross over. So, and then it continued down on this side. So, and I've got quite a bit back that way. So somewhere, let's see if I can make my way through this. Somewhere over here, obviously it's too high over there, so stop. Alright, so now we're on the other side. You can see there's the X. So we can explore possibilities of where we could cross this thing over here, and probably the most likely spot is right over here, where we could cross over to the part where the house would be, and probably the shop, although the shop could go right here. I just don't know if I got enough area where I can do what I want to do over here without being right on the line. I do have a big chunk right here, which could be used for the shop. But anyway, so right over here is kind of what I was thinking about, where we could cross across. Now it's higher on the other side, so we'd have to carve out a driveway and probably do some retaining wall work, or dig it back far enough from the driveway and dig some drainage ditches along the driveway area so that it doesn't get washed out. But that's potential. And it's a little bit of a runoff over here, which again I could just put drainage pipe in this and cover it over, which I would probably do anyway if I'm over here. This whole thing would get covered up, except for maybe the part that's right down by the road. But so where to cross would be the thing we're looking for here. Where to cross over from the front half of the property. And got a couple different options. If I come in on the area like we walked in, then I got to cross over here, and the elevation changes are going to necessitate carving out stuff. Or another potential is to come out on this side of come in this side of the creek with the driveway. So I've already got one hurdle over. I just got to cross the creek. So I got to do anyway, one way or the other. And the elevation change over here is such that it's more gradual as you get to the road. And now we're walking back towards the road, and kind of where the driveway might be. Now I've got an X over here, which is kind of the edge of my property. So, I don't know if you can see it. There's the road right there. And as far as the driveway goes, I don't care how, if we're right close to the boundary, it's fine with me. And in fact, it's better because then I'm not using up the middle portion of my property. Now I'd have more trees to clear out, but oh well. So then we come over here, and we're almost to the creek, and I painted the base of a little shitty tree over here the other day, and then here's another X. So from right here, and then we go through that tree over to that one, that little shitty tree over there, is the property line. So, or roughly the property line. So if I came through here, I'd have where I'd have to probably build up a little bit across here. And I won't have to have that big of a culvert. Or I could go a little further in and come across over here somewhere. So we're going to go out to the road and figure out where we could maybe come in over here with the driveway, because the next day at work there's a good chance I'm going to start clearing out where the driveway would be over here. So like I said, our options are kind of like through here, and these pine trees we're going to go anyway, and there's small trees. A couple of these big trees would have to come out, but big trees are going to have to come out either way. Or we could move in here a little bit to like somewhere around here. And cut across. So the bridge is going to be made out of the culvert. There's not going to actually be a bridge. It's just going to be a culvert. So I can make it a little wider so that I got plenty of room to come in kind of on an angle and then turn in and then drive straight through on this side up to where I said maybe the shop could go on this side. And I've got quite a bit of land over there where the shop could go. And I could basically come in anywhere to about here, down to the end of the road. So maybe that's 100 feet, 120 feet. Like right here is a perfect spot if you ask me, because it kind of depresses already, and I'd have to do some work on the other side of the road, but it already kind of drops down, starts gradually going up here, so it wouldn't be that much work to clear out this side. And the drainage ditch that comes off the road kind of starts angling down towards the creek, so I could just drop a 12-inch pipe over here, clear out a couple trees. That tree's pretty much dead anyway. It's already been infiltrated by something. Might be where I just have to clear out 1, 2, 3, and these small trees in between this tree and that big tree over there, and just cut across. I think that's a good one. I have to take out this pine. Oh, that's an oak. Sorry. So that oak would have to come out, but again, it can be used for flooring. This little whatever it is would have to come out, and then all these other little trees in between those two trees, and I'm not sure that tree is still alive anyway. And we'll clean this up a little bit. So I could even kind of have the driveway angle a little bit, kind of like the other one is gonna, to where you kind of angle in off the road so you can get on off of the road, and then kind of turn just slightly to head straight back across to the other side of the property. So I kind of like that. I like that idea a lot. And I could get on this side of the road, I can get in there with the backhoe already. So I could start clearing this tomorrow if I want to.